Today is a sad day. You guys know I'm a big fan of TPB. The day is 13th. I want to make sure. Is it, yeah, the 13th of August 2023. And one of the cast member of my favorite series, Trailer Park Boys again, died. It was No Nonsense Steve Rodger. Steve Rodger wasn't one of the main character. However, he was part of the original in season 6, I believe, where Bubble has his kitty Kitty Land, I think it's Kitty Land. Yeah, it was Kitty Land because Ricky came up with Garbage Land and Bubble gave him shit because he said, "Can I take a perfect name like Kitty Land and transform it to Garbage Land?" Steve was a channel announcer, and it's kind of cool because at first, when I first watched the show, I was so young. I believe it was a real channel. I believe he was a real person, and even when he, it's kind of cool because a lot of the people in the park, they don't do like the podcast. We saw Trinity, Ricky's daughter. We saw Sarah. We saw, I think J-Rock made an appearance. We saw T and the Rock Pile for sure. And then we saw Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers he seemed like a good dude. He came in a lot of the show as like this guy who made some reports, and it was cool because you the Trip Boys are criminal, right? And most of the time they were reported, it was from Steve Rogers. So it had a place. I think it's really hard to put in a play for people that are doing news in a show. But I think he did his job really, really well. He had a really nice voice. Seemed like a fucking decent human being. And it's a sad thing he dies. I mean, Trailer Park Boys, except for Michael Jackson, who played Trevor. Trailer Park Boys have been keeping the same cast for years and years and years and years. Sadly, the problem with that, they've been around since '97. We lost a couple members. We lost Shitty Bill. Shitty Bill, who was one of the friend of Bubble, who was in charge of taking care of scrap metal from the cart Bubble used to pick up. We had John Dustworth, who played Jim Leahy, who apparently was a fantastic actor, really, really well actor. Seemed like a really good person. His daughter is Sarah from Trailer Park Boys. And lastly, we have No Nonsense Steve Rodger. Steve Rodger, again, was not a main part of the show, but what made the show. It's so funny how when we first meet him, Bubble is so nervous because he's like, "Yo, this guy is famous," and then he's part of the team, and he does his wedding, and there's hookers, and he parties really hard, and Sunnyvale, and it's kind of cool because he was a celebrity for the and the Trailer Park Boy universe. A lot of them are normal people, right? They get guest stars and everything, but Steve, they get guest star. For example, Snoop Dogg in season 11, right? But Steve was a celebrity in Trailer Park Boy universe, so the fact that the celebrity was interested by small people like the boys, I think it was super cool. Do I think the show is gonna come on, gonna continue without Steve Rodger? I just think it was a really, really nice thing to have a news reporter. Think about it. When you do crime, when you do things like that, it was so useful. The only time they use another TV reporter, in my memories, is don't legalize it. They use a real newscast. But hey, Steve Rodger, again, part of the family that I grew up with. Not my family, not the family I knew, a family I watched, a family I saw evolve, a family I saw get older as I got older. Steve Rodger, rest in peace.